All right. Hi, everyone. Dr. Richard Tran here from Color Chiropractic here in Bellingham, Washington. I haven't done one of these interviews in a while, and the last week my voice has been a little bit out, but I was really excited to be able to get some of this content back to you. I'd like to introduce you to someone that's actually become a pretty good friend of mine. We actually started off in networking circles, but he's really helped to transform a lot of how I'm actually passing through some of this content to you. So I'd like to introduce you to Josh Hale. Welcome,
Hi,
Josh.
everybody. Yeah, thank you so much for having me on, Dr. Tran. This has been really fun to see you really come alive and be empowered, leveraging AI and figuring out how to use these tools so you can help more people.
Yeah, I mean, there's just so much to it. And, at first I was a little skeptical. I was a little afraid. And to a certain extent, I'm still afraid. But actually, having a mentor like yourself has been really eye-opening for me because it's like it would have taken me forever to learn this stuff, let alone be able to kind of do these types of things the way that they can really be done professionally. So I'm totally thankful for that. Let's get into a little bit of background about you. You know, um, tell us a little bit about yourself and your background and how you got involved in the AI technologies.
Well, I've always been fascinating with tech, but I was in a marketing career, helping businesses out for the last 12 years. And then ChatGPT came on the scene about 2 years ago. And I was running a marketing agency at the time. I went out to lunch with a fellow marketer, and he kind of showed me ChatGPT like under the table. He's like, "Have you seen this thing?" And I was like, "Whoa, what is that doing?" And came
Mm,
home. I signed up for it. And because I was, running a marketing agency, I had a dozen clients that I was able to jump into their industry and start testing out what this ChatGPT could do. And I was floored by what I was seeing. And then shortly after we onboarded a large client, I had three contracting copywriters that went out, did their job of collecting foundational information about the client's business for audience research, for competitor research. And they took 3 weeks and then came back to present in front of the client to show what they came up with. They did a great job. But during the meeting, I did my own audience research on ChatGPT and
mm.
came and shared with the results to one of the copywriters afterwards. I was like, "Hey, what do you think about this?" And they're like, "Wow, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, we just spent 3 weeks doing this."
Uh,
So I immediately saw how disruptive this was going to be. And I essentially jumped ship from the marketing agency in order to help small businesses figure out like how to leverage this stuff, because it's an incredibly empowering time to be able to help people out that normally, can't afford a whole marketing department, can't afford a
mhm.
whole,
Right.
sales department. Wow. Because of
Hmm.
ChatGPT and where AI has progressed. Just recently, I signed up for ChatGPT Pro, which is $200 a month. Might sound like a lot until you can see what it can do. I'm now able to help my clients out with those same quality level reports that they're charging $500,000 or more for. We can now take real time information off the internet, get real time studies, reports, and statistics, and create this data for business owners to make their own decisions with.
Yeah. I mean, there's just so much information that can be out there that, sometimes you can get flooded by the whole thing. And the thing that I guess has been a recent evolution for me is the idea of customizing the information you want to receive and doing it in such a way that you can not only benefit yourself, but to benefit others in ways that are understandable. So, like certain things that I've been engaged on with you, I mean, whoever knew that I'd be involved in something like a podcast, let alone trying to use some AI technologies to be able to form some of that material. But it's like, this is the stuff that I enjoy studying, right? And the resources are right there. So why not have it available in an understandable way to a layman person that is engaging into our newsletter. It's all sorts of great things.
And have you found that this has made you, less creative or more creative?
I think it's just more creative because I can think. It's almost like you can form the ideas. You have room to think. And then what it does is it takes what you're saying, it consolidates it, and then it modifies it in almost a usable form. Now, it's not like you have to take everything hook, line, and sinker of what it says. You have the right to be able to change that content, make it your own. I mean, I think I still love engagements like this with video where you and I can like have a conversation about this. That's what people just as much want is that personal one-on-one relationship, but they can have that information there too.
And what's so powerful about that is, like you said, like this is, a way for us to do more of what we are capable of. And it's not taking the place of our creativity. It's not taking the place of like what we are putting out there into the world, but it's being able to rapidly enhance it and be able to do a whole lot more. And you talked about information overload, right? We're now able to simplify
Hmm.
large data into digestible, bits that's depending upon each personality type, like how they like to consume it, how they like
Yeah.
to, do you just want some bullet points to like get the gist of something, or do you want like detailed paragraphs to really like sink your teeth into it? You get to
And
choose how to consume all this information, and I've just been, uh, really empowered myself, and I know I'm helping out a lot of clients do this too, on how to get comfortable with this tool, how to work it in, build it into your workflow, so that you're
mhm.
able to then, really see what you're capable of producing.
So I wanted to go into one of the products that you and I have been working on lately. You gave it to me more as a beta test, but it's phenomenal. It's about creating a year long's worth of content, and by knowing who the ideal person is that you're really wanting to reach out to, knowing their needs, and really correlating that with the things that you provide. Using AI, you can actually form a year long's worth of content on things to actually talk about instead of just coming up by whatever inspiration moves you. Can you talk a little bit about that?
I've been helping out small businesses with social media for 12 years now. That was like the first service that I started to offer.
Mm,
And every business that's handling their own social media, it's like a leaky bucket, right? You create content, and then before you know, like that content has been scheduled out or has been posted out there, and you have to scramble for more content. It's this
mm-hmm,
hungry beast. And
mm-hmm.
so a lot of people are like too busy running their business to like be bothered by social media. Those that are, right, they're trying to keep the monster fed. And this process, this year long content roadmap, really is a huge game changer because it maps out the whole year. So you're not guessing and scrambling on like, oh, what do I come up with this week to post? But
Mm.
it it examines your industry, examines who your audience is, and from there figures out like what they need to know, what can you educate them about your service, about your product, about your industry, and comes up with a list of topics, of themes that are logically progressing into each other week after week, to where you can educate someone that's like completely unfamiliar with your industry, to then throughout the year be able to like educate them to seeing how valuable, either your service or your product, or just you being an expert in your field is. And so
Yeah,
once you have that theme, you can easily break that theme of the week down into social media posts, email posts, blog posts, because I show, this pretty radical way of doing research of being able to go out there into the using AI and finding the best stuff that's out there, combining that with your own anecdotal and experience wisdom, and then producing your own original content. It is a process and kind of a habit and workflow that you have to get established, but you can spend an hour each week and produce what used to take 20 hours
Yeah.
for some
Yeah.
companies to be able to do that.
There is a learning curve with learning some of these things. When I was learning, let's say, the newsletter portion and trying to form a newsletter that you guys see at least once or twice a month, it did take a little bit of time, but I think I got it down to about an hour now too, so it can format with that. The other thing I will say is that if you ever check out this content, I don't want you guys to be afraid of this like I was, because I kind of hesitated on this for a while because I felt like I had to have everything perfect together. So if you are interested in wanting to form more of that content, it is just a matter of going step by step. And just because you may not have the whole piece together doesn't mean that you have to use every single thing that they actually say on this. This is like a good option that you can go with or that you can veer away from. It doesn't steal away from your creativity, like what we were talking about a few when we were offline, but more of like it enhances it. But you always have something like that to fall back on. So I really appreciate that.
Yeah, if all you have the capacity for is like one newsletter a month, which I get it, like most businesses are there, you can use this process to fast track that. Or like me, I'm a bit, I'm crazy right now. I'm doing 3 emails a week, turning those emails into a guidebook that can then turn into a podcast, can turn into a lead magnet PDF, like all those things are able to be reproduced off of that original research and content. And so I'm just, kind of at the helm, showing what could be done, teaching my clients, like just just do something. Like
Yeah.
one newsletter a week, one email a week, one blog post a week, and develop the habit of that, because these being able to build trust with your audience as an individual, as a brand, as a business, like that is one of the most valuable things moving forward in this digital age that we're in, is can you produce good content and build trust.
So, what do you think are the best ways that people can learn more or maybe even get in contact with you if it feels like the right thing? What's the best way?
Yeah, you can go to my website at joshuahale.io. I have all sorts of free resources. I have some courses there. And the most important thing you can be doing right now is just trying, ChatGPT or another large language model every day. See
Hmm.
how it has practical use in your life. At the end of this month, on March 31st, I'm going to be hosting my second ChatGPT challenge, where you sign up, join the community, and every morning I'll text you a prompt, a set of instructions that you just copy and paste into ChatGPT. That's all you got to do. Takes less than 5 minutes, but you get to see how this thing interacts with ChatGPT and how it can have practical use in your life. So all through March, every morning, every weekday morning, you get a prompt from me, and it's really simple, a lot of fun. People in the last challenge were really amazed at understanding its capabilities and how groundbreaking it can be, just to get a little help in the kitchen with some recipes.
Yeah. Josh, thank you so much. I really appreciate us, happenstance that we just ran into each other and that, we've been through certain circles, but really developed that throughout time. And definitely with the types of things that you're showing me, and I know that you're probably showing to a lot of different people with their businesses or everyday life, there's just, no words that we can express.
My pleasure. I'm looking forward to where you're heading. You put a lot of work in, and I'm excited to see where this takes you.
Hi, everyone. If you like what you saw, please give it a thumbs up, leave a comment, feel free to share, and subscribe to our YouTube station. If you have any questions or suggestions, we appreciate it. Just email us at info@colorchiropractic.com. And if you want to know more about our practice, go to colorchiropractic.com. We are Color Chiropractic, where healing is achieved through personalized care and collaboration.